Hello everyone and welcome to FCA Friday. Why does my face look like this? Why, it's because you didn't see Makeup Monday where I did this fallen angel tutorial. That's what this is supposed to be anyway, which is also why my hair is a mess. And now I'm going to be sharing with you how to do a fallen angel outfit. So what you need is an old tank top or t-shirt, depending on what the weather and environment is where you're going, but just an old tank top or t-shirt that you don't care about completely messing up, a hot glue gun or fabric glue, some random feathers, preferably white, a black marker, or I'm using a lip pencil in the color red, some dark eyeshadow, and some fake blood. Now you can use the bigger tubs of blood or the drawing blood and smear it out, and I used a ton of this stuff, which is the Graftobian Magic Blood Powder. What you do with this is you sprinkle it wherever you want it, and then you just spray it with water and it will drip and get everywhere. So you wait for your hot glue gun to heat up, and while you're doing that, what you want to do is you take your tank top. You could also get a white dress, but you're more than likely going to have just a spare white tank top or t-shirt around, and I'm trying to keep this as simple and inexpensive as possible, as opposed to a lot of the other really intense costumes that are about. So decide, this is one of those reversible ones, so decide which way is your back. Lay it out somewhere. You might want to scrunch it up just so that it really gets that look about it. And what you want to do is roughly sketch out where you are going to have, so I like to make little creases first, and then using my marker, you could use chalk too, and then take your pencil and start drawing and just outlining where you want a rectangular shape. I have my already completed one right here because I don't want to make another mess in my bathroom because I did this before. But I have cut some holes in it. I bloodied up the front, got some dirt and stuff on the back. But you take your t-shirt, and as you can maybe see, you give it the look of where wings have been ripped from your back, and then just take some old makeup brush, or just any makeup brush, doesn't have to be old, and make sure that you get it kind of dirty. I recommend not using the most expensive thing that you have, but because I used this already, and you just want to get this dirty. Again, this is a t-shirt we don't care about, people. We don't like this one. It's all right. Don't use something brand new. And then just throw your fake blood all over it. Then, to really make sure that you look like an angel in the back, what you're going to do is just choose some spots and, take and kind of pull some of your feathers apart a little bit, break one in half, scrunch them up, because you want these to look really bad. These were ripped from you, after all. Get your hot glue gun or your fabric and just squeeze a little bit. It's not like you're going to be needing to wash this all the time anyway. And just start gluing the feathers down. That's what you need to do. Just choose some random spots and stick the feathers. I wanted to do this part first, that way it would be dry while I was holding it, because trying to do this, the gluing, and then putting wet paint or blood on it, it really destroys the adhesive with this, and it just doesn't have as good of a hold. And again, we're just choosing some spots, sticking some of the ripped feathers and broken pieces. Because we want it to look like we had our wings forcefully torn off. So there's going to just be little feather bits all over the place. Essentially. Trying to keep with where I'm having everything. And while the glue is still wet, if you change your mind about where you're placing the feathers, just move them. Do whatever you need to do to get the effect that you want. Just make sure that the feather is glued down decently well, because you don't want to just be walking and lose all the feathers, because that kind of takes away from the effect. Then once you get that down, got all that in place and whatnot, then you want to throw, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of this liquid blood here and get it on my fingertips, just because this will make it easier. You could use liquid lipstick or whatever you had, and I'm really going to just smear it onto the feathers. And wherever, if the feathers have like the feather stem, you want to really coat that, because that's obviously going to be the part that has the most blood to it. You don't want to completely cover them in blood and redness, because that's not very realistic. But they will have just their tips and smears of blood, just so that you have these bloody feathers all over your costume. All right, so I'm gonna finish bloodying up my feathers and I will be right back. For the base, I just went for a black skirt, just to represent that, you know, the depths of your soul are turning black as you're getting cast down. And then you just want to take and go crazy with this black powder, because again, it doesn't make any sense to have a bunch of battle wounds all over your face and have absolutely nothing anywhere else on your body. So I would make sure that you kind of get your knuckles rubbed off, make sure you get your elbows scuffy looking. And now for some superior fun stuff. So I have a little water over here. Gonna take our magic powder. Now you want to be really careful with this stuff, because it's easy to go absolutely mental. So we're gonna do this little on the arms here. I'm just taking very tiny little pinches and kind of pouncing them along. Getting some on my knuckles here. Again, we don't want to go crazy with this stuff, because it's easy to do that. So then, once it looks like, you know, not much is going on, of course, but then take a bit of water and suddenly you're a bloody freaking mess. And it will kind of go everywhere, which is exactly what you want. You see that? It goes on like a powder, but then it quickly becomes just this dripping, bloody mess of a thing. And make sure you have a towel. Or do this in a space that you don't mind getting fake blood everywhere. But yeah, there you go. Now you look like you've bloodied yourself up, and the back of you looks like a fallen angel. Happy Halloween! Bye, everyone.